Today we're going to do a quick video about what I carry when I'm shooting from the bag, when I'm in the woods, when I'm out squirrel hunting, deer hunting, whatever I'm doing. When I'm in the woods and I've got a stripped down bare bones accoutrement set on me, what am I carrying? What have I left in the car? What have I left in the house? What can you keep on the range table when you're at the range and carry in your bag? What should you have right here with you? Let's talk about it. All right, guys, so here we are with what I normally carry when I go deer hunting, when I go squirrel hunting. I mean, every set is different. This bag and this horn goes with this gun. This is the Allen Martin 58 caliber, my new deer gun. So this set is specifically designed for it. It's got the round balls of the correct size. It's got the pillow ticking or the patching material hung on my bag. I take a strip about 3 inches wide, slit the end, cut it around my bag. Cut it and then knot it around my bag so it'll slide up and down. So as it gets short, I can get it up to the muzzle. So let's just go over real quick what I'm carrying, what I normally put on. So the bag and the horn. So looking at it, this is a specific horn for this rifle. It's got 2F in it. Now what I do, and this is, you can decide on this if you want to, but I've got 8, 10 horns, 12 horns, and I don't know what kind of powder's in this horn unless I mark it. And you know, you can take a Sharpie and write 2F Swiss if you want to. I'm a little more historically correct. So I take a strip of leather. I don't know if you can see that, sun's kind of awkward today, but I take a strip of leather, and if I have 2F in it, I've got 2 strips of leather hanging down. 1F, 1 strip, 3F, 3 strips. And you can take, if you like, and I use mostly Swiss anyway, but right on that strip of leather, when you cut it, make a wide spot and get a Sharpie or a paint pen and write S or whatever to indicate the kind of powder you're using. But normally, I'll just take this rear right here, the connector, tie a little knot. I've got 2 straps hanging, 4 or 5 inches, adds a little interest to the horn too, right? But it always tells me what powder's in this horn. So if I've got a horn for another gun that uses 2F as well, and it's hanging on the board, and you've seen my backdrop in the shop videos, then and this horn is empty, and I'm in a rush, I can just grab another 2F horn. So in the bag itself, this bag is a double bag, so it's got the 2 sections inside, separate, and you would use that to separate, say if you were a militiaman, Revolutionary War period, you're going to use that to separate your buck and ball cartridges from your round ball cartridges, something like that. So I use it just generally to separate. I'm not too worried about that. I put my balls in the back, so I've got all the balls I need in the back, and I've got cleaning patches in the front. I've got a Flint Knapper in there. I've got a turn screw in there. Let's see if I can get that out for you. A little turn screw, hand forged turn screw. So I keep one of these in all my bags so I don't have to swap out and all of that. And a little Flint Knapper. I use a little rod with graduated steps on it, and you put it on the edge of the flint and tap it with your knife or whatever and just chip little chips off of it to resharpen it. So some kind of rod, hammer, whatever it is that you use, keep that in there. There's also a few extra flints in the bottom, you know, running around. I don't use little shot bags. I can reach in there, grab a ball. I can tell the difference between a patch and a ball, right? So it's all loose in there. Keep a short starter occasionally. This particular rifle is coned, and I don't know how this is going to go without using a short starter. So I keep a short starter of every caliber. And if you try to use a 32 caliber short starter on a 58 caliber, it's going to be much smaller, and when you knock it down, you're going to imprint your round ball, and you don't really want to do that. You want to keep it as round as possible. So that's in there just because I've never shot this, and we're going to do a range session on another video shooting this for the first time, so it's never been shot. So that's what's in the bag, just the basics. No extra little pouches, no tins. You know, you can have that if you want, but shooting from the bag, you want to reach in there and you want to feel what you're going for. You can tell the difference between a turn screw and a round ball, right? So that's right on there. And here's the patching material, what I was talking about, just slitting the end and knotting it. This is the way original bags, I've seen this an awful lot. So just a long strip of whatever you use for patching hanging from your bag. You know, you tend, especially if you're a new shooter, you tend to want to be neat and organized, right? So you get a bag of this and a tin of that and all of that. Well, you're going to get that stuff, and then you're going to find out that you're pulling out tins and opening it and picking through and putting back, and it works fine. But if you're looking for speed, if you're looking for repetitive, quick reloads and all of that, then you need simple. So do what you want to do. Other people will say, man, I want to have this and that. That's great. This is what I do. You know, what am I? I'm some holler boy from Tennessee. But so here we go. Horn, bag. This particular gun, just somewhere hanging on a strap, convenient for you. Have your powder measure. Since I haven't shot this, it's got a adjustable measure, which is you know, I can adjust that charge and to find out my best charge. Once I get the charge set on this gun, then this will go away and it'll be replaced by a measure of exactly the charge that I need. A horn, an antler hollered out, whatever. And this is a little 58 caliber ball starter for a gun that's been coned. So I can push this in with my thumb and then bang her down, and that's it. So I've got this too. I don't know quite the rig that's going to go with this gun yet, so that's what I've got. So on the belt, I've got my patch knife right over here on the side. And I mean, it's not a patch knife, but that's what I use it for. It's a hunting knife, so I can butcher the deer. I can do whatever I need to do with this knife right here. And this is a handmade, hand-forged blade, deer bone deer femur handle covered in leather. Really like this knife a bunch. Handmade sheath. In the belt, kind of a historically correct. I'm getting into the nuances here, but James Rogers, you can find him on Facebook, James Rogers Bags, just James Rogers Bag Facebook, and it'll pop up. He's an awesome leather worker, and this is a historically correct handmade buckle. So the knife, the belt, and I've got a few questions about the Lyman bag. And it's a very simple, it was made for militia use. So it's a simple flat bag, one piece. So the front, the back, and the cover, the flap is all one piece, stitched on the side with a divider in the middle. And they use that divider, like I said, for separating their buck and ball from their round ball. And I keep it on my belt as a separate little bag. Now, often I will keep, like I do now, I'll keep a priming horn, right? So there'll be a priming horn in there. If I'm using 1F, there'll be extra patches maybe. Turn screw, usually I'll keep a turn screw in there because you don't have to have 6 turn screws if you have 6 guns. You know, 1 turn screw in the back here, in the pouch, the belt pouch, and you're good to go. So, but the number one thing that I do with this is if I'm carrying a pistol, then that's going to have my pistol balls. The pistol I do have is 54 caliber Flintlock pistol, and so if you're carrying a 36 caliber gun and the pistol, well, you can throw your balls and mix them in with your small caliber balls in here, or you can just throw 4 or 5 in your belt pouch. And so that's what I like to do. I like to keep that separate back here. If I'm going to carry the pistol, if I'm going to shoot the pistol, if I'm going to get out on the range shooting from the bag, and I know I'm going to shoot the pistol a few times, I'll throw a dozen balls in there. I've got my patching material. If it's a separate patching material that pistol likes from what I'm carrying, then that'll get tied on somewhere. You know, you just kind of want, when you head out, you grab what you need for that, grab what you need for this, and maybe one other thing, like a separate thickness patching material, and then you're good to go. You're heading out. So, and the very last thing I carry is, you see this cross strap here. This is what I carry when I'm heading out in the woods, and this is a hatchet. So it's on a strap, slides right out, and I can cut little limbs down with this. And this is a hand forged hatchet, handmade handle, got a little X-cut grip in it, little butt on it, so you can really get a grip down here at the bottom if you're cutting limbs, if I'm butchering a deer, or cutting those hindquarters and separating those hindquarters. You know, the front quarters of a deer, there's no shoulder bones, it's just muscle holding those on. So the hunting knife, the butchering knife, front quarters off, but for the rear quarters and splitting that deer, you need something like that. So goes right back in the pouch, and this is a great little handmade, custom made for this hatchet, perfect fit, and I just throw it on. Sometimes I'll keep it under the belt, and the hatchet head itself holds my belt up. You know, if I'm feeling a little thin that day or whatever, and my stuff wants to slide off, that helps hold it up. There you go. I mean, there's not much to it. You got your bag and your horn, bare necessities in the bag, what you need to shoot. You don't need a sandwich, you don't need some beef jerky. If you're going to carry extra stuff, you're going to be gone all day. If you're going to be out in the woods all day, and I do this a lot, if you're going to be gone in the woods all day, this is your shooting pouch. You know, throw a piece of beef jerky in there. They did that, you know, obviously. But if you're going to go out all day, you need 2-3 bottles of water. You need that. Get a possibles bag and hang it over here. It's a bigger bag, something that you can throw that sandwich, you can throw that couple bottles of water, you can throw your cell phone, you can throw the extra stuff, the things that you may possibly need opposite of your bag, and then you've got everything strapped on you. You're good to go. You can go out in the woods all day long, have your sandwich, have your soda pop, and have your historically correct bag and whatever else you're carrying. So thanks guys, that's all there is to it. We'll see you next time on Black Powder TV. See ya.